Tana here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming my Ulta Beauty video that I mentioned in my San Francisco vlog. So today I'm going to be talking about the topics I have on my iPad because I'm super bad with just coming up with topics off the top of my head about why I left / ultimately got fired from my job, what to expect from the job, managers, coworkers, and customers. I will be talking about the nitty-gritty, the little things that you don't really get told when you're first starting to work there. So yeah, really quickly I want to make a note. It is currently raining outside, so if you hear any background noise, that's what it is. And I'm sorry about the lighting right now. The lighting in our living room is literally the only ceiling light is over here, and so it's a little bit shabby over here, but I'm making it work. So yeah, let's get started. So first I'm going to be talking ultimately about why I quit / left my job. So I've been talking about this for a while. I don't think I brought it up before in a video, but I hate working at Ulta Beauty. It became where I dreaded going to work every day and it wasn't enjoyable. It just felt like a chore that I had to do. If that makes sense. And it was just not enjoyable. I had no inspiration or motivation to go to work. There was no motivation at all. And it just became a drag, and I just dreaded going, if that makes sense. And I one because I just don't like the environment at my location. The location itself was just not the vibe the people I was working with. And then also it's just getting sick and tired of the actual atmosphere of Ulta Beauty. It was just not doing it for me anymore. But that's not ultimately why I left, but it was a leading reason to why I did ultimately quit. So this is the actual reason. So me and Daniel got married, as I mentioned, and we live in an apartment now. Our apartment is located in La Jolla, which is about a 30-minute car drive to my old Ulta location, which was the El Cajon location at Parkway Plaza. From my old house that I used to live in, my grandparents' house, it was about a 23-minute commute by car. Not too bad, and I used to go to work after school, so it wasn't terrible, but it was just kind of that kind of thing that you kind of just when you have to do it, you know? So now that I live in the apartment, I can't commute to work conveniently. Daniel has the car. I wanted him to have the car because he has to drive to Camp Pendleton, and I don't want him having to take the bus. So I'm going to be taking the bus to and from school. And to take the bus from our apartment to El Cajon is about an hour and a half drive from the bus. And I was already commuting about 4 hours to go to school. And I honestly couldn't find it worth it to commute an hour and a half to work when I don't want to go to work anyways. So I thought maybe a change of scenery would probably be the best, and that means I can guarantee my job. So there's a Claremont Ulta that's literally about a 30-minute bus ride from my apartment. And I thought that was so much more worth it. It's a change of environment, it's new people, new management. I kind of thought it was a little bit worth it. So I contacted my general manager at Ulta Beauty at my location and asked if I could transfer to the Claremont Ulta. She said she'd get in contact with the general manager at that location. She'd get back to me. Following day, she approached me and asked me for my availability, said that Dan was looking for, that I was going to basically get my transfer. So I was really excited, gave her my availability. I was looking forward to it because I was oh my gosh, I get to go to a new location. It's going to be so much more convenient for me. A couple days go by, about a week, and she wasn't contacting me. She didn't contact me, tell me about anything, tell me when I was going to start, which I thought was kind of important information that I needed to know, considering I was moving a week and I needed to be able to continue going to work. I needed to know when I was going to start. So I checked my work jam, basically said that I had 2 weeks off. So this is basically where our schedule is for work, and I was completely taken off the schedule for 2 weeks. So this is when I was kind of oh, okay, so maybe they have to transfer my information over to the other Ulta. It's going to take a while. I won't be starting for 2 weeks. So I was okay, yeah, I can totally do that. But then it started getting kind of suspicious because it was nearing my move-in day and I still didn't get any word from Jacqueline basically about what I was supposed to be doing. So I asked my favorite manager, Jules, basically to contact Dan, which was the general manager at Claremont, or Jacqueline, and ask her what was up. And Jacqueline, Jules told me to call Jacqueline after work. So I was okay, yeah, I can totally do that. So I called her the following day, my day off, at 10 a.m. While she was at work, basically asking her about my transfer, and she said, "You're not getting it anymore." And at that I was oh, okay, yeah, why? So apparently they were expecting to lose 2 associates at the Claremont location, and those 2 associates decided not to leave. So the basically the position that opened up for me that I was going to get got taken away. And she apparently knew about this information for a while, just didn't tell me, which was kind of pissing me off because you waited until last minute to tell me that I wasn't going to be getting my job. So I had to quit because I couldn't fathom commuting an hour and a half to my old location, especially since I didn't like working there. So I had to ultimately lose my job because she didn't inform me about the position not being open anymore. Hi guys, it's Editing Hannah. Really quickly, if you can hear any loud noise right now, there is a jet going over my apartment from the Marine base that we live next to. No, it's not Camp Pendleton, but it's the other Marine base. So if you guys can hear it, I'm sorry. I just wanted to hop on here and make a few statements. I realized through watching this video back that I, didn't mention at all how grateful I was for the experience that I managed to gain from working at Ulta Beauty. And I do want to say that I am extremely grateful and I value the experience that I did gain from working at Ulta Beauty for the 1.5 years that I did, and being given the opportunity to work at Ulta at 18 years old, fresh out of high school. I am very grateful for that opportunity that I was given. And 2, I also want to say that I quit because it was a overall mental health decision / I was getting burnt out and I just wasn't enjoying it anymore. It wasn't mainly over transportation, and it wasn't mainly over the fact that I didn't like the people. It was kind of a combination of both. And 3rd and foremost, if you guys are looking to get a job and you guys are trying to get a job, keep going. You guys got this. If you're not getting callbacks, not getting any interviews, keep trying. Don't lose hope. It will happen eventually, I promise. And when you get that one job that you're going to absolutely love, it's going to be amazing. So just keep up the good work. You guys got this. Really pissing me off, ticked me off a lot, because I was like, why would you do that? But it's whatever. And I kind of felt like I got fired because she waited so long to tell me, and just felt like I was getting targeted for it. I'm back with another voiceover. So I said that I was getting targeted for basically, felt like I was getting targeted, and that's why I got fired, quote unquote. Basically what I meant by that is that she waited so long to tell me that I wasn't getting getting the job anymore. And she knew, it was she was aware that if I couldn't get the transfer, I couldn't keep working there. She knew that I was gonna ultimately have to quit if I didn't get the transfer because I was moving. She was aware. So the fact that she waited so long to tell me made it seem like she already had it, that, oh, I was gonna quit. So she was just and that makes sense. That's why it felt like I got fired, because she knew, and she waited even after she knew that I was gonna quit if I didn't get the transfer. Yeah. It just felt really unfair, and I just didn't think it was worth it, to argue with her about it. But in the end, I am very upset about losing my job, but kind of grateful because now I get a break from working, and a break from working in the toxic environment of my old job, and I can focus on my school for a little bit, which I'm excited for. So yeah, that's ultimately why I left. There was a lot of other reasons that made me not want to continue working there, but I ultimately quit because of the I can't commute over there. It's just not worth it to me, if that makes sense. Then next topic is going to be what to expect from working at Ulta Beauty. One, they're going to push you for numbers. Numbers are going to be a really important thing that they're going to be pushing you about. Numbers basically is the account that you get people to sign up for, their first name, last name, their address, their phone number, birthday, and email. All of that information that you guys provide us when we make you an account goes towards our numbers. If we don't get people to sign up, numbers look bad. If we don't get all the information filled out on the profile, our numbers look bad. So if you come up to us, say that you're willing to give us your first and last name, your phone number, and your birthday, but you don't want to give us your email, your address, it will reflect badly on us, and it will look badly when it reflects on our sheets. Basically get graded. So we get percentages for the amount of information we get signed up and how many people we get signed up. So if our conversion is below 75, we basically get harassed by our managers and lead cashiers on how badly we're doing, and they think that we need to be coached. So not to guilt trip you guys, and not to make you guys scared, but that's literally what they're gonna do, and I'm just prepping you guys for when it happens. Second thing to expect is that this is an all-rounder job. Like, I'm talking like you're doing everything. You're going to be working at the cash register, you're going to be working on the floor, you're going to be stocking, you're going to be required to come in early morning to stock, you're going to be cleaning, so you're going to be mopping, cleaning the bathroom, sweeping the floor, wiping up messes, you're going to be in charge of changing the trashes, and you're going to be, most importantly, in charge of doing makeup related things. So shade matches, you're going to be helping like with swatches, etc. So if that's not something that you're into, not something that you're looking for, like an all-rounder job like that, I either recommend restricting your hours so that way you don't have to work in the morning and you don't have to work late at night, so that way you don't have to clean up after the day, or I recommend just finding a job that doesn't require you to do all of that and they have people that they pay to do it. And the final thing to expect when you're working at Ulta Beauty is that it's a very competitive work environment, especially with your coworkers. You're going to be competing to get promoted to either a lead cashier or prestige beauty advisor. You're going to be competing with your numbers. Basically, if your numbers look bad, people are going to rub it in your face that your numbers look bad and that their numbers look good. And you're also going to be competing over credit cards because you get privileges when you get credit cards and credit card signups, and I guarantee you it's going to look badly on you if you don't have your credit cards up, and other people are going to be rubbing it in your face. Next, managers. Managers can differ from place to place, location to location, job to job, but I know in Ulta Beauty you get about 6 managers. Usually it's about 5, but we have 6 at my location. So you have your general manager, her name is Jacqueline. My co-manager, which was Wendy. We got a co-manager based on our overall conversion for all of the associates combined for the end of the year, so we ended up getting a co-manager because they were good. We have our merchandise manager, her name is Maggie. You have your plano/signage manager, ours was Nicole. You have a like hair service, eyebrow service manager, her name is Jules, and then you have an extra manager. I actually don't know what her position was or what she was supposed to do, but her name was Itzel. So usually you'll have 5, but if your store does well, you get 6. So managers, what do I say? I only like 3 out of my 6 managers, mainly because I bonded with them and actually felt a connection with them. The other ones were complete bitches, hated them, they were so rude. Oh my gosh, I could not stand talking to them, being around them, even just like asking them for help just really pissed me off and ticked me off, and I just don't like them. I highly recommend that you pick like 2 managers that you can become close with and actually bond with, because I guarantee you getting through your work day or getting through your work year is going to look so much easier when you have people on the inside that you can talk to and hang out with. You don't have to like your managers, but also you can't be disrespectful. As much as I wanted to talk back, be rude, give attitude to the managers I didn't like, I knew better than to do that because they can make or break your career. Next are going to be coworkers. Again, these are going to differ from job to job, location to location, etc. My coworkers ultimately liked pretty much all of them except for a few that really got on my nerves and I really didn't like, and these people I gave attitude towards because at this point they were just getting on my nerves so much and they weren't listening to me that it just became a problem. Like one of my lead cashiers, her name was Ashley, hated her gut. 1, because she got an ego boost once she got promoted to lead cashier. 2, she micromanaged too much, and 3, she didn't know how to mind her business. She'd always come over to me, ask me if I needed help, start like correcting me, etc. And mind you, I had about like a year over her in experience, maybe a little less than that, like at least 8 months of experience over her, and she thought that because she was a lead cashier, she knew more than me and was able to then correct me on what I was doing. And it got to the point where I had to tell her, like, listen, like, if I need you, I'll come to you. If I need help, I'll ask you. Like, can you not come over to me and start correcting me or start doing this when I know what I'm doing? Like, I need you to stop. And don't feel afraid to tell your coworkers that. Like, if they're pushing your buttons, if they're getting too comfortable, or if they're just invading your space, tell them, because the worst that they can do is talk to your managers, and then you can talk to your manager and explain what was going on, because I guarantee you it looks better when you talk to your coworker instead of directly going to your manager. So definitely don't feel afraid to talk back to your coworkers, especially if they're doing something that makes you uncomfortable or is doing something that is not right. And then also with coworkers, you're going to be competing with them. It's inevitable with credit cards, account signups, and just in general with getting promoted, it's going to be competitive. My store wasn't entirely competitive, but you definitely knew who was trying to get promoted and who was like trying to compete with them to get promoted. So I just want to forewarn you that if you want to get promoted in this company, you're going to have to be competitive, especially with your fellow associates. And also, if you're gonna shit talk people or talk bad about people in the workspace that you work with, do it with someone that you know isn't gonna snitch or tell the person, and do it not in the work setting. Don't do it on your break, don't do it on your lunch. If you're gonna talk about it, do it over text or talk in person. That way, one, no one else can really have the evidence for it, and two, that way no one can actually pick up for it or eavesdrop and then report you if you're talking really, really bad about someone. And the final thing I'm going to be talking about is customers. Customers is, again, part of the workspace. It's just how it's going to be. Specifically, Ulta Beauty customers, I've noticed, are very unhinged and don't really know what they're doing. Of course, you get the people that come in straight to the point, show you the product they need, you can grab it for them, end of the day. You have people that are looking for a new concealer or a new foundation, know exactly what they're looking for, what kind of finish, what kind of color, what kind of undertone they are. Super easy. Know exactly what brand they want to be shade matched in. Those people make it so much easier for my job. You're also going to get the people that come in not knowing what they want. That's totally fine. You can help them through it, guide them through it. Usually they're super understanding, unless there's someone that kind of just like contradicts everything that you say, or I don't like that, or no, I don't want that kind of thing, because then at that point they can do it themselves. And then you're also going to get the customers that come in expecting everything to be sectioned by what they are. So instead of it sectioned by brands, it's going to be sectioned by products. So mascara, concealer, eyeliner. And usually those people will come up to you and be like, oh, do you have mascara? Like, yeah, we have mascara. What brand are you looking for? What price range are you looking for? I don't care, I just want mascara. Like, okay, well then you can go have a trip around the store, figure out what brand you want, grab their mascara, because every brand in this store has mascara. Sometimes you can help them out with it. Usually I just hit them with the, well, you're gonna have to look around, because I can't really help you if that's like the only thing I have to go off of. Also, don't talk back to your customers. It's very rude, very unprofessional of you. If you're going to talk back at your manager and your manager can handle it, or explain to them about something. If you know you're right and you call your manager, just make sure that your manager kind of clarifies or reinstates it to your guest. One of my lead cashiers that I also didn't like would do that. Like, I'd tell her or ask her a question, like, oh, you can't do that, and she started telling me that we can't do that, as if I didn't know when I called her over to explain to the guest that she couldn't do that. So just make sure you're clear with the intentions of when you bring your manager over to speak to a guest for you. And then the final thing I want to say is make sure that you are just being super friendly, have good customer service skills, and that you're really good at talking to people. I have a really bubbly personality, or I'm really good when it comes to talking, having conversations with people. And sometimes you're going to get people that come in the store that are super anxious. I'm one of those people. I don't like being talked to. I don't like talking to people when I'm in the store. But when I encounter that one, associate that just makes the experience that much easier, it's so much nicer to shop. So definitely be that associate to that person. So just really like invite conversation, compliment people, talk about a product with someone, just be really engaging, but not in a pushy way, just more of like a, yeah, I understand you, let's do this together kind of thing. So if you want to work at Ulta Beauty, I hope that these tips and tricks helped you. If you're going to work and you don't know what you're going to get into, I hope that I provided some background information for you. And if you needed a reason to not work at Ulta Beauty or just work at a makeup location, I hope this helped. Obviously, I don't want to discourage someone from working somewhere that they might want to try, but I also want to inform people what they don't tell you when you're signing up for the job. I don't want you walking in and then being like, this is not what I signed up for. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions about working at Ulta Beauty or working in retail in general, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. If you guys want a video on how to get hired, like what they're going to be looking for in your interview, etc., or things to do after you get hired, if you're a student or if you're not looking to work all the days of the week, all the times of the day, and you want to restrict your schedule, I can definitely help you guys with that as well. But yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in my next vlog.